Hi everyone, so in this video I will be covering bidding rule. I will explain you how exactly bidding rule works, how you can create different bidding rules, how you can apply bidding rules to your campaign, and how you can remove existing bidding rules from your campaign. As you click on bidding rule under the automation tab, you will find all the sponsor product campaign that you have in your account, all the sponsor brand campaign that you have in your account, all the sponsor display campaign, and all the bidding rules that you have in this account. And after that you will find bidding rule setting and excluded dates for the bidding rules. So first we need to understand the scope of bidding rule, what exactly you can do by this bidding rule. You can increase your keyword bid by amount or by percentage, you can decrease your keyword bid by amount or by percentage, and you can pause any keyword with your defined criteria, and you can enable the pause keyword again with the defined criteria. After understanding the scope of bidding rule, we need to understand that we have an ad group level control to this bidding rule. Obviously rules are executed at keyword level, but we have ad group level control to this bidding rule. Let me explain further. If you have an ad group that has 10 keywords, so you cannot apply rule 1 to your keyword 1, rule 2 keyword 2, rule 3 to keyword 3. You can apply all the rules to the ad group level, then Scale Insight will execute the best fit rules accordingly. And here are really important things that you need to understand. The first one is criteria. You have to set criteria for each bidding rule that you are creating. And the next important thing is priority. Priority is the most important part of bidding rule. As we know, we can apply multiple bidding rule to any ad group. And now how Scale Insight will decide which rule to execute. Scale Insight creates sequence of your rule, and these sequence are based on the priority. The rule that has highest priority will be applied. Like if we have a rule that has 100 priority, and that is meeting our keyword criteria, that rule will be executed. But if a keyword is not meeting the criteria, then Scale Insight will not execute that rule. Scale Insight will try to execute the next rule after the 100 priority. It could be 99, it could be 98, it could be 97. So if Scale Insight find the rule that has 97 priority is meeting your keyword criteria, then Scale Insight will execute that rule to that keyword. So this is how it works. And how exactly you can create bidding rule? You just need to click on create rule. Here is the rule name, rule description. If you want to write a description for your better understanding, then you can write trigger condition like days to analyze, days to ignore, keyword criteria, ad group criteria, campaign criteria, minimum or maximum TOS impression. You can set this condition to trigger sequence. This is really important. How Scale Insight follows the sequence. So we do have priority and days to adjust, action to take. Obviously we do have different options as an action to take, and we can do these settings accordingly. So let's assume a case. I want to create a rule. If any keyword that has consumed 20 or higher click along with the zero order, then I'm going to pause it. So first, to create any rule, we should have this criteria in our criteria list. So this is the customized condition. So you have to create this criteria. So we will come to this criteria profile. We'll create the criteria. So first is you have to write criterion name. So I will be writing set pause condition, right? So we have intention to pause a keyword that has consumed 20 or higher click with the zero order. So here are the criteria description. If you want to write the description in detail, then you can write. And here are the metrics that you can use as the criteria. So for now, we are using a criteria if keyword has 20 or higher click, right? If you have condition 20 or higher, then you need to write there. If you have condition like 20 or lower, then you have to write there, right? So in this case, I would be writing 20 or higher click because I do have condition any keyword that has 20 or higher click with the zero orders, right? So ideally any keyword that has 20 or 21 or 22 or any numbers more higher than 20 clicks along with the zero order, we will be pausing this keyword. So I just created this criteria. I need to click on create. Here we go. We just created the criteria. The first thing is we need to write the rule name. Rule name is pretty different than the criteria. So we will be writing set pause rule, right? And now again we need to write the description. If you want to write days to analyze, means what is the date range, what is the look back period that you want to review. So we do have an option to set customized look back period for each rule. So in this case, I will be reviewing the maximum limit, maximum range, which is 90 days. Next is days to ignore. We know that in the recent days we do have higher attribution window time, so we usually ignore recent 2 days data. Again, it is recommended if you want to use that, you should use, else ignore. Now we need to set the condition. So I will be searching set pause rule there. So now I have linked keyword criteria with this rule. So any keyword that has 20 or higher click with the zero orders in the last 90 days after ignoring recent 2 days will be tackled by this rule. And what should be the priority? If you want to take this rule priority really high, then you should write 100 or any numbers, any higher number, right? And days to observe. It is usually used for bidding adjustment. Like if you set any keyword bid, then how long do you want to wait to reset or readjust the bids? So in this case, I could select one. Action to take means if Scale Insight find a keyword that is meeting the criteria, then at that moment, what action do you want to take on that keyword? So in this case, I would like to change the keyword state because I don't want to increase or decrease the bid. In this case, we are going to pause that keyword. So there I just selected we are going to change the keyword state and we are going to pause this keyword. So here we go. As I click on create, you will find this rule is created. Let's recheck this rule. We are going to search T set pause rule, right? 20 or higher click with the zero order and pause. Let's suppose after that I want to create a rule that will be identifying all the keywords that are under testing, and we will be increasing these keywords bids. So let's create another rule. So again, we would need a criteria to identify such keywords. So we will be creating a keyword criteria, and in this case I would be writing T set untested keywords, right? So for this rule, I will be using click criteria. So all the keywords that are having 10 or lower clicks, I will be increasing these keywords bids. If you want to set order condition along with the keyword clicks, then you can set, or else you can ignore. So I just create click condition. All the keywords that are having 10 or lower clicks, we will be tackling that. This is the kind of bid increaser rule. So I will be writing T set bid increaser there. And there again you can write the description, and I would love to analyze last 90 days data, and I will be ignoring recent 1 days data, and there I can search the criteria that I set earlier. Here we go, we got it, and I do not need to review TOS impressions, so I do not have any such condition. And recently I set 100 priority, so I will be using anything that is lower than 100. It could be 99, it could be 90, also anything. So I will be using 99. And how often do you want to increase that keyword? We know that in this rule we do have intention to increase that keyword bid. So I would like to increase that keyword bid in every 2 days, right? And action to take, obviously now we are not controlling keyword ACoS. Now I would like to increase that keyword bid by a fixed amount, right? Adjust bid by a fixed amount, or we can increase 10%. Let's say I'm going to increase 10% there, right? So this will be our percentage adjustment. There you find some maximum minimum based on amount. So I will be setting 1.5 should be my maximum bid. You can ignore the minimum one. And we got an option to set our minimum maximum bid based on average CPC. Currently we are using last 90 days data. So Scale Insight will read last 90 days average CPC of that keyword. And if we write 150% there, so let's assume if our keyword average CPC is $1, then 1.5, which is 150% of average CPC, will be our maximum bid. If we set 200, it means our maximum bid would be $2 according to CPC based limit, but according to amount based limit, we will have 1.5 our maximum bid, but minimum will be applied. So technically it means if keyword is having $1 CPC, then Scale Insight will be reading this as maximum bid. Scale Insight will not increase that keyword bid more than 1.5. As we click on create, this rule will be created. So let's review both rules together. Now we do have two rules, one with the 100 priority, other one is 99 priority. So if we apply these two rules to any ad group, Scale Insight will try to fit the first one that has highest priority. Scale Insight will try to match the criteria. If Scale Insight find any keyword with 20 or higher click with zero order, Scale Insight will pause it, right? And if Scale Insight find any keyword that is having 10 or lower clicks, then Scale Insight will increase that keyword bid by 10%, whatever existing bid is there. But there are two caps. One is amount based cap, other one is CPC based cap. So we do have a pause rule and do have a bid increaser rule. Now I would like to create a cost controller rule. So we will be clicking on create rule again. Now what should be the criteria? Ideally I am going to create a random criteria. So going to the criteria profile and will be writing tset ACoS controller. So in this rule I am going to use order condition. All the keywords that are having one or higher order, this rule will be applied to them. So I just created the criteria profile. Now we are writing rule name tset ACoS controller Now we need to again search the criteria. Now we have linked the criteria with this rule. Again, days to observe. So in this case, I would like to review last 30 days data. I will be ignoring recent 2 days data. Again, I do not want to use impressions TOS minimum maximum. Priority, it should be lower than the recent rule that you created, so I will be using 98 days to observe. So if Scale Insight takes any action, how long it should wait to readjust the bid. So I will be using 2 days criteria. So Scale Insight will wait for 2 days. If Scale Insight take action on today, which is 30th of March, then Scale Insight will take another action on 1st of April, right? So there I would like to control my keyword ACoS. I would like to achieve 30% ACoS to all the keywords that are having one or higher order. If you click on this box, so Scale Insight will be using revenue per click formula. You can read the detail by clicking on this link, and there you can allow minimum or maximum increase. Like if keyword is having 40% ACoS, then Scale Insight would be able to decrease 10% at a time maximum, right? But if keyword is having 20% ACoS, because we are going to achieve 30% ACoS there, so obviously in that case Scale Insight will increase that keyword, but there we have 10% as increase, or you can modify it accordingly. Like I don't want to increase keyword bid aggressively, but I would like to decrease keyword bid aggressively. So I would love to write 10 here, I would like to write 5 here, and normalize bid by placement. If you use placement modifier, top of search, product pages, or rest of search, then you can neutralize your bid by any placement that you want. It could be top of search, rest of search, product page, or whichever is higher. Recently Scale Insight rolled out this feature, so Scale Insight will be reading placement modifier for all 3 placement. Whichever will higher, Scale Insight will neutralize your final bid by this modifier, right? So we do have another limits there. Minimum limit, maximum limit should be 1.5, minimum limit should be 0.5. So in any case, Scale Insight won't be able to reduce your keyword bid lesser than 0.5, and Scale Insight won't be able to increase your keyword bid more than 1.5 again, and we are going to save this rule. So here we go, we just created 3 rules for our product TSAT. Here you can see according to the priority. So first rule is we are going to pause all the keyword that is having 20 or higher click and see with the 0 order. And the next rule is we are going to increase the keyword bid that are untested, ideally that are having 10 or lower clicks in last 90 days data. Here you can see days to analyze last 90 days. And after that, and the third one is we are going to achieve our target ACoS 30% for all the keywords that are having 1 or higher order, and there are some bid limits, and we are reviewing last 30 days data after ignoring recent 2 days, and we will be adjusting bids in every 2 days. And here are some default settings for you. As you can see, days to ignore is 2 by default, and days to analyze is 30 by default. If you don't set days to ignore or days to analyze in each rule, then Scale Insight will be reading your default setting that exists there. Another important thing is days to execute rules. If you don't want to execute any rule on Sunday, on any day, then you can uncheck this box. As you save, then Scale Insight won't be able to execute bidding rules on Sunday, on Thursday as you have selected. Here is another important thing for you, excluded dates. If you don't want Scale Insight to read a specific date data, then you can exclude this date. You just need to click on it, and you just need to select a specific date. Like I selected 14th of March, and you can write the remarks if you do have any, like Prime Day. Usually some sellers ignore or they don't want Scale Insight to read Prime Days data because we get high sales with higher conversion and our metrics can be disturbed, so this is why they exclude. So this is how we can ignore 14th of March from our bidding rules, right? I have covered all the options of bidding rule. Now I'm gonna quickly show you how you can apply bidding rules to your campaign. You can select all the campaigns, or you can select a specific one, or you can search campaigns by using this search box. And after selecting the campaigns, you just need to click on this drop down menu and have to select a specific rule. You can select one or you can select multiple. So in this case, I am going to select all 3 rules. Then as I selected all 3 rules, I just need to click on assign. As we click on assign button, our selected rule will be applied to the selected campaigns. And you can see we have applied these 3 rules to these 2 ad groups. As you click on this preview button, you will find all the changes that Scale Insight is going to do when these rules are executed. And you will get this data keyword wise. So we'll get keyword match type with the other metrics. You will get current bid and new bid. If you hover on your new bid, you will find all the calculation that Scale Insight is doing at the backend. And if you want to check at group wise changes, then you should click on this preview button. If you want to see what would happen if all rules, all the applied rules are executed, then you should click on this preview button. So as you click on preview button, you will find all the changes that Scale Insight is going to make to all of your campaign, right? And you will get this data by product wise. So you can see for this product, Scale Insight is going to make changes in these 3 campaigns, and here is my current bid 0.5 and here is my new bid. If I hover over this new bid, so I can find all the calculation that Scale Insight is doing at the backend with the justification. And if you want to remove the bidding rule, then you should again navigate to bidding rule. Then you have to select the specific campaign. Like for this case, we are going to select this. As we select these 2 campaigns, we just need to click none and we have to click on assign. As we click on assign, our bidding rules will be removed. Now we know how bidding rule works, how can we create different bidding rule, how can we apply and remove bidding rule. So I recommend you to read my Facebook post that I have posted in the official group of Scale Insight. You can read my updated conversion rate based stackable bidding rules, so you can better understand how exactly this stackable bidding rule works. I hope this video and this Facebook post will help you a lot to create better bidding rules for your account. Thank you so much.